Hi, and welcome back to Scratch. Today, we're going to make Swedish meatballs. If you'd like to support the channel, please like and share this recipe. For the meatballs, we'll need 1 egg, a ½ pound of ground pork, a ½ pound of ground beef, a quarter of a yellow onion, minced, a quarter cup of breadcrumbs, 2 tablespoons of whole milk, a tablespoon of butter, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, a ½ teaspoon of pepper, a quarter teaspoon of salt, a quarter teaspoon of allspice, and a quarter teaspoon of ground nutmeg. For the gravy, we'll need 2 cups of beef broth, a ½ cup of sour cream, a quarter cup of butter, a quarter cup of flour, a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and a ½ teaspoon of pepper. We'll also need additional flour for dusting our meatballs. We'll start by whisking together our egg, 2 tablespoons of whole milk, ½ teaspoon of pepper, quarter teaspoon of salt, quarter teaspoon of allspice, quarter teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and 2 tablespoons of garlic. Then we'll stir in our quarter cup of breadcrumbs and allow our breadcrumb mixture to soak for at least 5 minutes. While our breadcrumbs are soaking, we'll peel and finely mince a quarter of a yellow onion and add it to our breadcrumbs, and mix in our ½ pound of ground beef and ½ pound of ground pork until thoroughly combined. After combining our meatball mixture, we'll set our stovetop to medium-high heat and melt 1 tablespoon of butter. While the butter is melting, we'll form our meatballs and dust them with a little bit of flour so that they won't stick. We'll cook our meatballs in batches without overcrowding them until browned and seared on the outside. About 9 minutes, gently stirring every 3 minutes. As each batch finishes, we'll remove it from our pot with a slotted spoon and set it aside. When our meatballs are finished, we'll reduce the heat on our stovetop to medium-low. We'll melt the remaining quarter cup of butter in the same pan and stir in a quarter cup of flour, stirring continuously until we have a brown roux. Then we'll add our 2 cups of beef broth, tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, remaining ½ teaspoon of pepper, and tablespoon of Dijon mustard, and allow that to simmer until our sauce begins to thicken. About 4 minutes. Then we'll stir in our ½ cup of sour cream and return our meatballs to the pot and let our meatballs simmer for 3 more minutes. Once finished, we can serve the meatballs as is or over potatoes or pasta. I'm going to be serving mine over egg noodles. And remember, if you like the content, please subscribe.